one is called confirmation bias. You probably know what it is, maybe just don't know the name of it. Confirmation bias works like this. You're so convinced you're right about something that at the cocktail party last night, you only really care to talk to people who already agree with you, or people that you can convert in real time to your point of view. We see this in politics a lot, yes? We see it in clubs a lot. The club will say, well, we just can't grow our club. Confirmation bias confirms that. We've tried, we can't. End of story. Good luck with that presidency, right? So you have to find a way to get behind the confirmation bias problem and crowbar it open and fix it. The second cognitive bias I want to share with you is called blindside bias. Now, I'm a consultant. I do a lot of work with sales training for sales teams. I work with leadership at various companies. And it's fascinating to me because when I go in to speak with these people who allegedly already like me, they like my style, that's why they've asked me to come in. They say, well, here's our problem, it's often a big problem, and we want you to go to work on it. And I say, well, first I have to discover something called scope of work. And they go, oh yeah, scope of work, we've heard of that, we want you to do that. And I say, well, it's going to take a while, because I have to interview people at the company. I have to get to know where you've been and where you want to go. I have to do competitive analysis. I want to compare and contrast. Then I have to formulate a report, and we all meet up again in 4 weeks, and I can explain to you what I've discovered and give you a sense of where this might go for us to solve it. And they go, great, it sounds familiar, let's do it. And a month later, after I do all my work, I sit down with the people that hired me, that like me, on premise. And I say to them, here's what I found out, here's what I found out. They're nodding their heads, they're writing it down. Oh my gosh, you're a quick study, you sure didn't learn about us fast. Oh, that's true, that's definitely true about us. And I say, now here's the problem, and here's what you need to watch out for. And I tell them their blind side. Now a blind side, by definition, means what? You can't see it. So I explain to the principal of the company, you got to watch out for this, because it's really going to be an Achilles heel for you. And what do you think the president of the company says? He goes, I don't see it. And that's how blindside bias works. And you're going to do it with your club every single week. Explaining to them what they need to watch out for. And they're going to say, I don't see it, I don't see it. And it's going to be challenging. So right about now you're thinking, well, maybe if I could just hold down the position for a year and not really break the club, I can call it a success, you know. Because I hear people say this sometimes, you know. I'll ask the president, what's your goals for the club? And, well, just to make sure the wheels don't fall off the wagon. Or they say something like, I just want to, you know, do a little bit better than last year's terrible president. Like, that's your goal, that's the best you can do, man. You can do better than that. Here's what I want to tell you, presidents-elect. You not only have the option to change your club, you have the obligation to change your club this year. If you ever thought you could change your club, it's as president. And if you miss that window, the following year you will be a past president. And your megaphone is gone, and your influence is gone. And you wake up on July 1st and you go, where are all my people? And they've moved on to the next president. So now is the time, man. The clock is running. And this is a critical time in Rotary. You're going to hear about that this weekend, about why this is what John Hugo at Rotary International calls, he's like the CEO of Rotary International. He calls it an inflection point when he's on stage. Privately, he tells you it's a little bit more serious than that, because inflection point sounds, well, you know, you can take it or leave it. You know, an inflection point's a serious thing. That's what scientists call. That's what they're using inflection points for the virus right now. So now's a critical time. You are not going to please everybody in your club. I hope you're ready to make some people angry.